Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do something that I haven't done in probably like a year or so. Um, and I'm going to bring back my Halloween horror series. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 4 to 5 movies and just kind of talk about them, do a review, everything, and give you my opinion on them. And I'm going to upload every one. I'm going to upload one a week for the month of Halloween or for the month of October. And so basically, yeah, that's pretty much what I do. And so we're going. The first movie I'm gonna do. I did this in the last Halloween horror series, but I had some audio issues at the time and everything, so that it kind of took away from the video and everything. So I'm gonna try to redo this again the best I can, as close as can to it and everything. So the first movie in the Halloween horror series is Maximum Overdrive by Stephen King. If I'm not mistaken, I know he directed this. I'm not sure if he wrote it too. But this was based on a short story by Stephen King called Trucks. And the funny thing about it is they actually have a movie out called Trucks. Or whatever. And I get this came later after they did Maximum Overdrive. But anyway, so this film was filmed in North Carolina and around the Wilmington area. And basically, I mean, around about that time, there had already been like 4 Stephen King movies filmed around in North Carolina. And that sort of kind of kicked off the North Carolina being a movie place to go make movies, especially in the Wilmington area. There wound up being a lot of movies filmed there, a lot of TV series filmed there and everything. And it started out originally as Dilo De Torrente Studios, and then eventually as time went on, it went by several different names, but now it's Screen Gems. I wanted to say, like, sometimes they redo the artwork for these things. I think that's a killer artwork, right, for this. But I also, don't get me wrong, I also have the DVD version of it, and I think that's killer too. And I like down at the bottom they included the Who Made Who. And for those of you who may not know, Stephen King had AC/DC to write him a bunch of score music for this movie, but they wind up using songs like Hell's Bells, and I think For Those About to Rock, and a few other songs that they had already recorded. But they also did some kind of like just instrumental stuff that they used in the movie. And the actual song that's pretty much they actually wrote for the movie is called Who Made Who. And AC/DC actually put that out on the album out as the soundtrack for Maximum Overdrive. Now, getting into the movie, right? So basically, the whole gist of this movie is it's about these trucks coming to life and kind of terrorizing people and killing them and stuff like that. But the movie's sort of based in this one town, which is around Wilmington, around a Dixie Boy truck stop there. And so basically what it is this guy pulls into the truck stop there, and it's that truck there. It has the Green Goblin like mask on the front of it, and that's kind of like the truck that's the leader of the pack. He's kind of like telling everybody what to do, all the other trucks what to do and everything. And basically what they're doing is they're kind of holding captives these people in this truck stop. And what they do is they're circling the truck stop for like, I don't know how long. I don't know if it's like a day, couple days, something other like that. But anyway, basically they got nowhere to go. And so the main star in this movie is Emilio Estevez. Of course, there's been some few other actors, some actors known in this movie. few of them, if you've watched it, you know who I'm talking about. But anyway, so the premise is they're trying to escape this truck stop without the trucks killing them and everything. And a few of them succeed and a few of them don't. And basically, there towards the end, they eventually do get out of the truck stop and everything through an underground kind of like tunnel thing or whatever. But the whole premise and what's so crazy about the movie is you don't know what really caused the trucks to do what happens, because at the very beginning of the movie, you see these guys, they're working in this thing on this drawbridge, and all of a sudden you just start seeing the buttons and gauges and stuff start moving on and stuff, and you see this drawbridge just raise up like this right here and or whatever. So I guess the whole premise of the movie was, at the very end of the movie, it explains how a comet had was over the earth and it hovered for 2 or 3 days, and that's what caused everything to go haywire or something. I think it's kind of a weird premise, but anyway, Stephen King, I think it's funny. Stephen King directed this movie, and he said he hates it. He said the best thing about this movie is the soundtrack, and though I kind of disagree with him, I think Maximum Overdrive is one of those kind of movies that just kind of falls under the radar. Stephen King movies. I'm gonna tell you, this is my favorite Stephen King movie, and I'll tell you why. When I was growing up, my dad was a truck driver, and he used to drive trucks and everything. And when I seen this movie, right, it made me want to go ride with my dad in places and just see what kind of different trucks I saw, and just out of curiosity if I ever seen one that looked like that or whatever. And I never did, but it was crazy because I think that's what made me fall in love with this movie so much. And yeah, it's kind of corny and it's kind of cheesy, and it's not real. I wouldn't say it's really scary or anything, but it kind of gives you. I want to say this, and I don't know if this movie come out before or after Terminator, but it's kind of one of those man against machine kind of movies, kind of like Terminator. So in a way, so I'm not comparing the two movies, but it's kind of like how in Terminator the premise was Skynet becomes self-aware and all that stuff, and it had the computers take over and all that stuff. So this is kind of, I don't want to say this is the same premise, right? But I just feel like that it's sort of kind of only, instead of robots and stuff like it's trucks, it's cars, and it's funny because it's not really cars. It's more of trucks and planes and lawnmowers and different stuff, heavy equipment, stuff like that. Cars, I don't know why, but it didn't have any effect on cars, which was kind of weird, right? Because you saw because there were a couple people wind up trying to get into the truck stop because they didn't want to be outside where the trucks were at, and they were driving cars to get there and stuff. And so you would have thought that the cars would have, if it affected cars, they wouldn't have been able to drive them. But that's what kind of makes this weird, is because it's only trucks and I think it has something to do with work stuff, kind of because there was a steamroller, one of those things you see when they're asphalting the road, that thing that has that long wheel on the front of it or whatever. One of those was in there. They had a military mounted gun that was driving itself and all that stuff. So it's kind of weird. It's it didn't affect cars and stuff like that, which is weird. I don't understand that part of it, but it's just one of those fun kind of just popcorn flicks. You want to sit down one night and, hey, let's watch a movie. And I'm gonna tell you what, I will agree with the soundtrack in this movie, with the music the AC/DC does. It really brings this movie to life, because it just, I don't know that the movie would have the effect that it had without the Stephen King, without the AC/DC music in it. It just, his rock's a killer. And for those of you who do not know what the album is, I'll grab it for you right quick. It's this is the album right here, right? Who Made Who? You can kind of see it down there. Sorry, I got this because I keep my CDs inside of there. But on the back, you bring it out. I'll take the record out right here. It says down here, it says the official soundtrack of the Stephen King film Maximum Overdrive. And that's the album. They have it on vinyl and CD. So you can pick that up on like Amazon and places. But the songs on here include, hold on, give me a second. Who Made Who, Shook Me All Night Long, DT, Sink the Pink, Ride On, Hell's Bells, Shake Your Foundations, Chase the Ace, and For Those Who About to Rock, We Salute You. So there was some few songs on here that was already, I think, previously released at the time that they used for the movie. But, and like I said, if you pick up the Blu-ray version of this, right, it has a ton of special features. And it talks about how this, even though there had been 4 movies done around the North Carolina or Wilmington area or whatever, this was the kind of movie that kind of jump-started the studio and everything. And there's a pretty good documentary on it. It talks about some of the actors, people who were locals in North Carolina who got to work on the movie and did like set design and all kind of stuff. And it's a pretty cool documentary, and it's called The Wilmington Factor, a look back at the filming of Maximum Overdrive and the members of the production crew in North Carolina. So that's pretty much there's a ton of special features on here. Like you can look on the back and see that whole gray box is nothing but special features on there. So yeah, if you get a chance, I don't know that there's a 4K version of this, and I do think overseas or somewhere, I think there's a steelbook version of this, and I think it might have the same cover, though I'm not sure. I'd have to check on that. But anyway, like I said, that's the Blu-ray version of it, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not one to do a lot of double dipping, but if they bring this out on 4K, I'm grabbing it because I think this movie looks great on Blu-ray, and I think with the colors and everything and the trucks and all that stuff, and because even though a lot of this movie is based around that truck stop, a lot of the scenes are outside too, and I just think that that would help. A 4K would really make this stand out even more. And so yeah, if you get a chance, check this out. It's a good movie. It's like I said, it's kind of cheesy. It's nothing great. It's but I love it, and like I said, it's one of my favorite Stephen King movies. And like I said, if you can find it, I know they got this on Amazon for like $7.99 or $9.99. Trucks. That's the movie that's actually based solely on the short story. This is just kind of like a reimagining of it, but that's where it comes from. It's the story Trucks, and I want to say that was in the book 4 Past Midnight. Maybe, I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and resource that. But anyway, if you get a chance, check it out. So this is the first episode in my Halloween horror series there, and I just wanted to say to everybody out there, thanks for watching the channel. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Please hit like. Support my channel. Leave comments if you want or whatever. I'll try to get back to you. But anyway, have a blessed day and a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.